Films and fermentation, movies and inebriation with films and fermentation, comedy mixed with taste elevation. Films and fermentation with Leo Catman and Mike.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Films and Fermentation, a podcast where I almost didn't have a microphone. Because we are the most professional podcast in podcastum. Again, we are Films and Fermentation, a movie and alcohol podcast, number and beer podcast on Good Pods. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
We're three friends like talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. Tonight is our special Valentine's Day episode. We are talking about on-screen chemistry because nobody has chemistry quite like the three of us. But we're going to take a look at the other people out there that might have some on-screen chemistry and see who's the best because this is a bracket episode.
I think I failed chemistry.
Welcome back to Films and Fermentation, the only bracket tournament where love stories, buddy comedies, and heroes and villains all get judged on the same sacred metric. Do we buy it? This week, we're throwing the movies into a full on-screen chemistry tournament because some duos flirt, some bicker, and some try to throw each other off a building. Yet it's all still weirdly electric. We've got romantic sparks, ride or die besties, and rivalries so intense they practically need a chaperone. You'll hear the matchups, the upsets, and the passionate arguments that absolutely won't get personal. So grab your drink, warm up your bracket, and let's crown the greatest on-screen chemistry of all time. Don't forget to drop us an email, filmsfermentation@gmail.com, or visit linktree.com/filmsfermentation. Find all of our social media and podcast links. Become part of our Films Fermentation family by watching us on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku, on Rumble, and on YouTube, and by supporting us on Patreon. We are an independent podcast, which means we are listeners supported, so please consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month to receive members-only content. I've talked about the content before. I'm always uploading new stuff. Mike's uploading some stuff. Kevin looks pretty.
Yeah. No.
So you can find out more about all that at patreon.com/filmsandfermentation, buy merchandise at teespring.com, or text us at 904-867-4466. What are we drinking tonight, gentlemen?
We're supposed to have
I have two that I think I'll be able to get through tonight. They're a little on the lighter side for me, but they're from the mix pack that I got for Christmas from my wife. This is from Central Waters Brewing Company out of Amherst, Wisconsin. This is called a Mud Puppy Porter. Described as the favorite among dark beer lovers, Mud Puppy is a robust and refreshing porter characterized by its thick, rocky head, luscious chocolate-like nose, plus delicate char. Its multi-profile is uniquely well-balanced by liberal hopping for its style. It's 5.6% alcohol by volume. I don't think I've ever had anything from this brewery before, so I'm interested to see how it goes, and if I get through that, I have a Gunner's Daughter Milk Stout, which is 5.5% alcohol by volume. This has a beautifully aromatic and balanced milk stout with delicious notes of peanut butter. Oh, man. Peanut butter, coffee, and dark chocolate. I'll give it a go anyway. This dark mythical beer nods to the long past legends of our region's seafarers. Gunner's Daughter is supremely drinkable and medium-bodied while masterfully showcasing the complex flavors that a stout can contain. And they are Mast Landing Brewing Company out of Westbrook, Maine. So there we go.
Not a peanut butter guy then, huh?
Well, not a big one, but I'm okay with like peanut butter chocolate. So I'll give it a go. Was never a big fan of Sweet Baby Jesus. So
yeah, that one was terrible. Anyway, I would like to point out that your MacBook did not approve of your first beer choice because as you were describing it, the thumbs down emoji popped up on the screen.
Raggy.
I hadn't
Mac looks
even
like,
noticed.
I don't know about this one.
See,
I don't know if it was something on the can or the way your hand was positioned, but the thumbs
Yeah.
down like popped up on the
That's
screen.
crazy.
Mike, what do you got going on?
I themed mine with my must try beer because mine is from Omegang Brewing Company, the Three Philosophers Quadruple Ale.
Omegon. I love everything from Omegon. That's a good one, man.
I got this.
That'll kick your ass.
I got this for Christmas from my good buddy Kevin.
Yeah, so did I. I did a double theme tonight since we're talking about chemistry. I thought nothing says chemistry quite like my T-shirt, Darmak and Gelada Tanagra. Because if you want to talk chemistry, Darmak and Gelada Tanagra is some chemistry.
When the walls fell.
When the walls fell, I know. So I also themed my drink because I said let's go with another case of good chemistry. So I'm drinking some cherry Coke mixed with Maker's Mark whiskey.
Okay.
Nice whiskey and cherry Coke. It's tasty and will kick my ass. All right. Let us play a song real quick.
This week in film history with Mike. This week in film history with Mike.
In 1919, Hollywood Film Studio, United Artists, founded by Charlie Chaplin, Douglas Fairbanks, and Mary Pickford, and D.W. Griffith.
Still running strong today, United Artists.
1926, Disney Brothers Cartoon Studios becomes Walt Disney Studios.
So I just learned something today. So before Walt Disney had the studio, he worked for another company that was owned by Universal. Yep. And he created a character named Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yep.
Yes.
And that was the first character he created before he did Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
So for the longest time, Oswald was held hostage by Universal.
Yep.
They had ownership of it. Disney recently got the rights back to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and Jon Favreau is producing an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit show for Disney Plus.
Really?
That's not the interesting part of the story. You know how they?
Yeah.
You know, Mike, how they got the rights to Oswald? How did they do it?
They had to give up. What's his name from Monday Night Football?
So, in an unprecedented trade, Universal Studios gave Disney back the rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and in exchange, Disney Plus gave Al Michaels to Universal so they could use them on the Thursday Night Football games.
That's what it was. That happened a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Al Michaels,
I
the world's oldest living human.
I thought Disney had acquired the rights back a while ago when they came out with the what was the game, the Disney game, the Mickey, the painting game.
Oh, the like the Kingdom Hearts stuff.
No, not
No, it
sure.
wasn't.
I know what you mean. The Mickey, the paint. I don't remember what it's called, but the one with the paintbrush. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's actually when it happened. Was
That might have been when it happened.
Yeah, because
I didn't learn about that till
villain.
today.
Yeah.
I didn't learn about that till today. Though they traded him for Al Michaels.
Yeah.
I heard on another podcast. I thought it was really funny. What's the next one you got, Mike?
1940, Walt Disney's second feature-length movie, Pinocchio, premieres in New York City.
Fucking scary. That shit with the donkeys, man, is scary shit.
Yeah.
Hey.
They don't make them like that no more.
No.
Yet the Disney version was much more tame than the Benicio del Toro.
But the Benicio, yeah,
Not Benicio, but not Benicio.
No,
del
you're
Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
I like the Guillermo del Toro one. It was really good. It was more the Italian novel than it was the Disney version of Pinocchio. So it was a little creepier, but it was good.
Yeah.
Next one, sir.
1944, Captain America serial film premiere starring Dick Purcell. First appearance of the Marvel superhero outside of a comic book.
I am curious to know what 1944 Captain America TV show looks like. So I'm typing it in now.
They were still fighting the war at that point.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably punching Nazis.
Yeah,
Wasn't even frozen yet.
he was
Hold on.
knocking out Hitler 3 times a week.
Hitler.
Punching Hitler 3 times a week. Hold on, I got a picture. Let me share it with you real quick. Here is Captain America 1944.
Yep, knocking out Hitler.
Knocking out Hitler. Definitely not Chris Evans.
No.
He's barely Chris Elliott. He's like
Kind of looks like U.S. agent.
Hey,
yeah, a little bit. Well, I mean, it's also black and white. So.
It's also better than the one with the big helmet, you know.
Oh, the big helmet from the 90s, that one, yeah. He wasn't even punching out Nazis. He was fighting mafia for some reason. Next one.
1952, Jackie Robinson becomes the first African American executive of a major U.S. TV and radio station as director of community activities at Radio WNBC New York and TV station WNBT.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that. So he was a first in many respects then.
Yes, he was.
That's pretty cool.
Breaking down barriers.
Yeah. Next one, sir.
1970, biographical film Patton, directed by Franklin J. Schaffner and starring George C. Scott, premieres in New York. Academy Award Best Picture 1971.
Also, Best Actor for George C. Scott, who did not show up to receive his Oscar because he didn't believe that acting was a competition. Which I kind of applaud him for that. I just finished watching the second part of the Mel Brooks 2-part documentary on HBO.
We started watching the first
really,
one.
really good.
Yeah,
really, the whole thing is amazing. So I recommend watching all of it. It was really, really good. But I had to spread it out over a couple of nights because it was, 3 hours worth of documentary.
Yeah, I started watching the first part today, and I got an hour into it before I had to, get things done. So
yeah, I know. We have to get this podcast done so I could watch the season finale of Fallout. All right, next one you got. That's why I said it, because I saw your next fact.
1974, Mel Brooks Western spoof film Blazing Saddles, starring Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder, premieres at the Pickwick Drive-In in Burbank, California. Patrons watched from horseback rather than cars.
Just like when they show up on horseback to the theater at the end of the movie.
Yes, sir.
I love Blazing Saddles. If you'd like to know more about our review on Blazing Saddles, we did a whole anniversary episode earlier last year, I believe it was, right? Because it was, it was, because it was the 50th anniversary.
Yes.
Next one.
1976, Taxi Driver, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro and Jodie Foster, premieres in New York City. Hey, I guess we can do the 50th for that, huh?
Yeah, I like Taxi Driver. I don't know if either of you guys have seen it or you know, or if it's been a while since you've seen it, but
it's been a while.
It's a really good movie. Next one.
1981 crime film Fort Apache, The Bronx, starring Paul Newman, released amid protests in the U.S.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie or the protests. I might have to research that a little bit. And the last fact, sir.
In 1986, Pixar Animation Studios' Toy Story, The Incredibles, headed by Edwin Catmull and Alvy Ray Smith, is spun off from Lucasfilms Ltd. as an independent film production company with the backing of Steve Jobs.
Yeah, that little engine that could, Steve Jobs.
And now that they both are owned by Disney.
Yeah, right. All right. So let's go on to some beer news. We got some interesting ones on beer news this week.
Kevin's here, he's here for beer. He's got news, it's beer news with Kevin.
How far would you go for your beer, gentlemen? Would you lead the police on a chase through the streets of Des Moines, Iowa?
If it didn't say Des Moines in the headline, I would have thought this was another Florida story.
4 people are hospitalized after a stolen case of beer from a Des Moines, Illinois hospital. I'm sorry, liquor store led,
not funny. It's not funny. I'm sorry.
led to a police chase and crash, resulting in serious injuries. Kristen Gonzalez, a witness, said, "It woke me up. I heard sirens, and then I heard the vehicle hitting something, and it just sounded like a really dull thud." Gonzalez described the scene as frightening, with a car crashing into a tree next to her house. A woman was thrown from the vehicle, and she and 2 other occupants were heard screaming in pain. They must have hit pretty hard, but yeah. And he sounded like he was in a lot of pain, whoever it was that was in there. But yeah, not good, Gonzalez said. According to police, the incident began shortly before midnight when a woman stole a case of beer from the Full Stop liquor store in Martin Luther King, heading south on Hickman Road. The store clerk chased the getaway car, which ran over him near Franks Avenue. Police soon spotted the car and initiated a chase, which ended when the vehicle crashed into a tree near the intersection of Forest Avenue and Beaver Avenue. Sergeant Paul Perizic of the Des Moines Police Department said none of this had to happen. Just pull over. It's not that big of a deal. Perizic emphasized the poor judgment that displayed by the suspects, noting, "Everybody's going to survive, but we very easily could have been telling a very different story today. And then to think that it all goes back to just stealing a case of beer, it's just ridiculous." The injured store clerk declined to comment on the incident, but police confirmed that the car ran over him. Authorities plan to charge the 2 men and the woman involved once they are released from the hospital. So it's just not worth it, ladies and gentlemen. And I heard it was Natty Ike, too. Ugh.
Oh, no.
I would go back to the clerk and say, "Don't chase the fuckers."
Exactly. It's just
It's a case of fucking beer.
What would you do for a case of beer?
Not get run over by a car.
That's right. Nope, I'm good. You take it. Something a little closer to home, gentlemen. Travis Kelce jokes about how much garage beer will be served at his upcoming wedding to Taylor Swift.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if I owned my own successful brewery, that would be the only beer being served at my wedding.
No kegs will run dry at Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's upcoming wedding. While chatting with TMZ outside his New Heights podcast Super Bowl party on Wednesday, February 4th, the Kansas City Chief tight end, 36, joked that there will be a ton of beer at his upcoming nuptials. "How many kegs of garage beer will be at the reception?" the reporter asked Travis, who replied, "Man, I can't even count that high." I don't know if that means
true.
A lot of I don't know if that means it's a lot of beer. He's just been hitting the head a couple times too many.
Yes.
Yeah, but Jason will definitely try to drink it dry.
I was going to say, next question is how drunk will Jason Kelce get at Travis Kelce's wedding?
Travis and his older brother, Jason Kelce, who's 38, became majority owners and operators of Garage Beer in June of 2024, transforming the Ohio-based company into a $200 million brand by late 2025, according to the Wall Street Journal. The beer-flavored beer is marketed on its website, is crisp, refreshing, and 95 calories. The brothers often promote the light beer, which has a 4% AVB and 3 grams of carbs on New Heights. Most recently, Jason debuted a stinky garage beer commercial for the 2026 Super Bowl. Travis, who announced his engagement to Swift, who is 36, on August 26, has kept most of the details about the highly anticipated wedding to himself, but did hint last year that he plans to hire a band over a DJ for a more authentic feel. "I think we're live music kind of people," Travis said on September 17th on his New Heights podcast.
Should Taylor Swift be performing at the wedding?
You think, right? Save some money.
They need to save money, those crazy kids.
Back in September, a source exclusively told people that Travis and Swift will keep their nuptials out of the spotlight. "It will definitely be a private affair and not a spectacle," the source said. "They both have close circles of friends, and they'll respect their privacy." So,
you know what? I think I'd rather see those two get married at the Super Bowl halftime show than watch Bad Bunny.
I actually think they're losing out on a good endorsement deal there. If they televise that wedding, can you imagine the fucking commercials? It'd be more money than the Super Bowl. It would be like the equivalent to like when Princess Di got married.
And you know how
Emily.
many commercials she had, especially for Natty Ice beer. And one last story, again, keeping with the football theme. Joe Montana serves the hungry with a game day beer. I mean, they're hungry, so that's great. Give them food and I guess maybe beer, but, beer's
beer
not high
fill
up
'em
on the
up.
list. Out of San Francisco. Out of San Francisco, Joe Montana spent the afternoon packaging produce at the San Francisco Marin Food Bank on Pennsylvania Avenue for a day of service. He created an exclusive lager with Guinness called Legends Lager, and up to $35,000 of the proceeds from the lager will be donated to the food bank to help feed the hungry in Northern California. Okay, that makes more sense. Then here's your food and here's a beer for the road.
It's a misleading headline.
The executive director
Montana serves the hungry by getting them drunk.
Makes me all warm inside.
Well, he was the quarterback of the '80s.
Yeah, you never
true.
know. Yeah,
A lot of damage up there.
The executive director of San Francisco Marin Food Bank, Tanis Crosby, welcomed Montana into the facility Wednesday, where dozens of volunteers were prepared to work as part of a program called Guinness Gives Back. Joe Montana is a legend. He's a leader. He also has a really big heart and cares about ending hunger in our community, said Crosby. We've done this in so many communities, but it's a little more special doing it here in the one that you live in, said Montana. A team of volunteers combined with Guinness employees and food bank workers sorted through hundreds of grapefruits from local farmers to be distributed to more than 200 partner sites in the Bay Area. For volunteers like Lisa Garcia, it was special to serve alongside the legend himself. I've been a big fan of Joe Montana since I was young. My kids grew up knowing about Montana and all the famous players during their time with the Super Bowl, so I feel really honored, Garcia said. George Garcia, who works for the San Francisco Marin Food Bank, said he saw Montana the last time he served. He did come here about 10 years ago, so it's been a while, but it's great working with him. Much more of the story is there? Okay, not that much more. The 49ers Hall of Fame, the volunteers said it's a gift to give back to see the 49ers Hall of Fame are prioritizing service. People are struggling out there. They're having a hard time, so it feels good that we're able to do this, Garcia said. The beer, described as a light, crisp wheat lager, is inspired by Montana's travels abroad and his love for his community, the one thing that carried him through his success. It's hard to put in a value on the friendships I've made, he said, adding that he still gets together with some of his old teammates. The lager is only available in the Bay Area for a limited time, with only 7,000 4-packs out there. I hope people get out there and enjoy it and feel good about giving back, he said. Guinness said $5 for every 4-pack of the Legends Lager will be donated to the San Francisco Marin Food Bank. Montana, who's flipping the coin at the Super Bowl, said he's placing his bets on the Seattle Seahawks taking home the Lombardi Trophy this weekend.
I'm sure that makes everybody in San Francisco really happy to hear their Hall of Fame quarterback pulling for the rival team. Mm-hmm. It's already kicking them in the ass seeing the Seahawks logo in the end zone at the 49ers stadium.
Yeah.
All right, I have one movie update this week. I'm not going to play my theme song because I always feel wrong doing that when it's a sad update. As of the recording of this episode, legendary actress and comedian Catherine O'Hara has passed away at the age of 71. O'Hara has been in the business for over 50 years, starting in her early 20s on SCTV in Canada, but was probably best known for roles in films such as Beetlejuice, Home Alone, the numerous Christopher Guest mockumentaries, of which her characters were almost always some of the best. And the most recent success in her career was on the TV show Schitt's Creek, that she starred in with Eugene Levy and Eugene Levy's son, whose name is escaping me. I know it's something Levy. Dan Levy. Which she won a couple of Emmys for. So it was a sad passing because she's, so amazing.
Did you see that the 2026 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show honored her with like a little tribute because of her role on Best in Show? Yeah.
Best in Show is a really good one. Of the mockumentaries, there's one that It doesn't get a lot of love, but I kind of enjoy it. It's The Mighty Wind, which is about all like the folk bands.
Musicians. Mhm.
Yeah, and I really like her story in it. It's her and Eugene Levy as a estranged couple who come together to sing their famous song at the end, and it's a really pretty song that actually won the Oscar for best song that year.
Oh wow.
It's called "Kiss at the End of the Rainbow."
Hmm.
It's a really cool scene. So it's it was a sad passing. Mike, any must-try beer or craft destinations this week?
Yes.
You already teased it a little bit for us.
Yes. This one is Omagong's Abbey Ale. Brewery is the Brewery Omagong, Cooperstown, New York. ABV is 8.5% alcohol by volume. Don Feinberg and Wendy Littlefield's long love affair with Belgium and its beers began with a visit in 1980 and later led them to import Belgian beers to the U.S. in 1997. With the guidance and encouragement of Belgian brewers, they eventually opened Brewery Omagong in Cooperstown, New York, best known as the home of the Baseball Hall of Fame. The custom-built brewery sits on a former hop farm, a nod to a region that was once a major hop growing center before Prohibition devastated the industry. From the beginning, Feinberg and Littlefield refused to compromise on quality despite pressure to increase production. The beers are patiently matured on site and bottled with live yeast, staying true to Belgian tradition. Abbey Ale is Omagong's take on the Belgian double, brewed with pale, Munich, and caramel malts, and hopped with a blend of American and Belgian varieties. It pours a deep burgundy color crowned with a dense collar of foam. The aroma is a layer with dark fruit, hops, and spice. On the palate, rich notes of caramel, licorice, toffee, chocolate, and earthy hops unfold smoothly, finishing dry and a complex with a vinous, dark fruits, peppery hops, and a vine and a ripe grain lingering into the aftertaste.
Really enjoying my cherry Coke and whiskey tonight, but
Mhm.
after you reading that and teasing it earlier in the show, I'm like, really should have drank one of my Omegongs tonight.
I've never been to Cooperstown, but I think I would enjoy a weekend trip where you go to the Baseball Hall of Fame and you hit a brewery or two, you know?
I was just about to say, like, I always make jokes about the road trip and adding destinations to it, but I would
Mhm.
definitely do a road trip to the Hall of Fame and then
That's a road
Omegong
trip
Brewery.
you can do, you know.
That is
Mhm.
definitely. It's not. It's not like it's close to the Finger Lakes, but Katie and I had talked one time about doing it on the way back from the lakes.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit out of the way, but we would be able to do it on like the way home. And the first time we ever went to the lakes, we were going to do it on the way back, and I got food poisoning in my last day at the Finger Lakes, and was sick in bed in the hotel all day, and we ended up just coming right home. So I have not been to the Hall of Fame yet.
My
So,
brother has gone at least once, maybe twice, and it's one of those trips I'm a little envious of. I know I've taken trips he's envious of, but this is one that he's taken that I envy him for.
one of Katie's cousins took a trip to Cooperstown and then did the Yomagong afterwards, and came back with one of their growlers, and the growler is a
Nice.
kettlebell. It's the
Really?
kettlebell with it's like the kettlebell weight, and that's the growler. I thought it was really cool.
That's nice.
So yeah, so we're gonna take a quick break to hear some words from the Pod Nation Media Network, and then we'll be back with our main segment, Best On-Screen Chemistry. I'm having trouble already. Best On-Screen Chemistry bracket. So we'll be back after this. Hey, movie lovers, this is Leo,
Mike,
And Kevin from Films and Fermentation.
If you love comedy, movies, and a good drink in hand, then you need to check out the Pod Nation Media Network.
it's home to a variety of amazing podcasts covering everything from pulp culture to history, and of course, movies like ours.
And the best part, Pod Nation Media Network is featured on Roku, so you can stream your favorite podcasts anytime.
Alongside Films and Fermentation, you'll find other fantastic shows like the KJ&A podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, Real Sharks, and so many more.
So grab a drink, press play, and join the fun with Pod Nation Media Network.
Because everything's better with a little comedy, movies, and booze.
Learn more by going to linktree.com/podnationpods. All right. Thank you for hanging out with us during that quick break. We are here with our main segment tonight. This is our Valentine's Day episode. So we are doing a Valentine's Day theme tonight. We're talking about on-screen chemistry, and we're going to be doing a bracket tournament tonight. It's one of our favorite things to do. We haven't done one in a while. But I said, you know what? I'm not just going to talk about romantic on-screen chemistry. That could be a little boring. We're going to make this interesting. So we have 4 divisions in our bracket, each with 4 matchups. So we'll whittle our way down to a final, and our final will be between 2 completely different things, which should be interesting. So we have 4 divisions here. The first one is romantic comedies. So the on-screen chemistry between love interests in film. We have dramatic on-screen chemistry. It's not necessarily a love story. It's just a film with a dramatic edge to it. We have platonic love stories. That's a love story of a friend kind, just so I could throw Shawshank on here. And hero and villain chemistry. So the best, hero versus nemesis on-screen chemistry films. And then we have some honorable mentions.
And not all 4 of those are Batman.
Not all 4 of those are Batman. Only 2 of them are Batman. No, it's just one. I had to whittle it down. So there aren't really any sequels on here. I tried to stick to like a single matchup from like a particular genre of film. And for on-screen chemistry between an actor and actress who have been in multiple roles, I included all the roles as a way of explaining their chemistry. So rom-com division, first seed is Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan in When Harry Met Sally versus the 8th seed, Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Then we have the 4th seed, Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore in The Wedding Singer, 51st Dates, among some other films, versus Carrie Elways and Robin Wright in The Princess Bride. We have Julia Roberts and Richard Gere in Pretty Woman versus Elliot, who was then Ellen Page, and Michael Cera in Juno. Then we have Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in numerous films, including Joe versus the Volcano, against Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock in The Proposal. That's the rom-com division.
We could also tack on to Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, The Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride. So I think it was just those 2 films, I believe.
Yeah,
they did the 2 films together. In the drama division, we have Bogart and Bergman in Casablanca versus John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara in numerous films. I have Quiet Man down there, but it's been more than that. Then I have Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs versus Gyllenhaal and Ledger in Brokeback Mountain. That's an interesting matchup. Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing versus Gosling and Emma Stone in multiple projects. They've actually been 4 films together.
Really?
And 2 seed is Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic versus George Peppard and Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. In the platonic love story division, Frodo and Samwise in the Lord of the Rings trilogy versus Kirk and Spock in Star Trek films and TV shows and other things. I think the platonic one's the hardest one of all. Then we got Thelma and Louise from Thelma and Louise versus Mike Myers and Dana Carvey in Wayne's World. Red and Andy from Shawshank versus Woody and Buzz from Toy Story. And then Han Solo and Chewbacca versus Doc Brown and Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Platonic one is the hardest one, I think. And then heroes and villains. Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman in Die Hard versus Neo and Agent Smith in The Matrix. Al Pacino and De Niro in Heat versus Ed Norton and Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Christian Bale and Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight versus Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen in the X-Men films.
Oof.
Oh, man, I have Silence of the Lambs on here twice?
Apparently you do.
Apparently I do. I shouldn't have taken the other one off the list then. All right, we'll fix that real quick. So I have Starling and Lecter in Silence of the Lambs versus Skywalker and Vader in Star Wars. So I'm going to put the one back in that I originally had because that'll be a quick fix. So in the drama division, we're replacing them with Keanu, and Bullock in Speed. And that fixes that
and the
problem.
lake house.
And the lake house. Yeah, that's right. They're in the fucking lake house, aren't they? So that fixes that problem. And then the honorable mentions. So just missing the list. We have the Batman 1989 with a different version of Batman and a Joker, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Christopher Reeves and Gene Hackman in Superman. Jonah Hill and Michael Cera in Superbad. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon in Some Like It Hot. Ethan Hawke and Julia Delpy in the Before trilogy. Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts in Notting Hill. And Sandy and Keanu originally in Speed, but they're back on the bracket now. They made it back in. All right, so here's our bracket. Let's go with the rom-com division first. We'll just blow through the division. So,
yeah,
starting with the first matchup, first seed Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan When Harry Met Sally versus Hugh Grant, Andy McDowell, 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah, I gotta go Billy Crystal.
All right, so no argument there.
I want to have what they're having. Okay.
Yeah, I want to have what they're having. So this is actually like, this was a tough matchup for my wife because she loves both of these movies, but my vote would go with Harry Met Sally.
Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell just don't have the same kind of chemistry. There's no banter. The banter's, mild. I don't know. She's not that great of an actress to begin with. He wasn't either at that point. He was, typical Hugh Grant, which was stuttering and stumbling, and he just did his thing. So.
I actually believe her daughter, Mara Qualley, is a better actress than she is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think there was better chemistry in a movie between the 2 gay characters than there was between Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell.
Yeah.
There was better chemistry between every couple getting married and Mr. Bean as the priest.
The holy spigot.
The holy spigot. 4 seed Adam Sandler. I know who Mike's voting for. 4 seed Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore in multiple projects versus the 5 seed Elways and Wright in The Princess Bride.
I'll just go ahead and say Elways and Wright. So you guys move me out.
I actually think I seeded this wrong because that probably should be the higher seed. Because I am definitely going with The Princess Bride. There's no way I'm voting against that.
I don't want to vote against it, but I would say that the
for those of you wondering what happened to the sound just now, Kevin is having a very bad sneezing fit, so his microphone is off. He's back.
Thank you. I think, I love 50 First Dates, but that would not be the movie that I would pick over Princess Bride. The Wedding Singer, though,
yeah, it's a tough.
Was really good chemistry. That's
and then there's also Blended.
Between them. There's Blended, but
I did another one too. I don't remember, but it doesn't really matter. You can vote for Sandler and Barrymore. Princess Bride's going on anyway because Mike and I both voted for it. So
okay.
Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, Pretty Woman is the 3 seed versus Paige and Sarah and Juno.
Well, if I want to sleep at night, I know which way I have to vote.
Juno.
No, yeah, okay. Remember when I said that when we talked about this and the look I got?
I really like Juno. It's a fun movie. Paige and Sarah are really, really good in it. Elliot Page even has really good chemistry with Jason Bateman in that.
That was going to be the relationship that I thought had a better connection than him with Mike.
It was a creepy connection considering he was 30 something and she was 16, but
yeah,
they did have a really good chemistry. Yeah, and she was having the baby that they were adopting. Yeah. But I feel like Pretty Woman is just way too iconic of a film to not vote for it, and it's the film that made Julia Roberts the American sweetheart. So.
And they had good chemistry with the
they had excellent chemistry.
Runaway Bride. So
yes, and they did. I didn't like that movie, but they work well together. So Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan as the 2 seed in Sleepless in Seattle. You've Got Mail, Joe versus the Volcano versus Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock in A Proposal. How can you not go with Meg Ryan? She's got chemistry with everybody.
Even in Top Gun, she had chemistry.
Yeah.
She was only there for like 5 minutes.
Poor Goose.
Poor Goose. No, I'm going to go Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
So am I. I'm going Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan.
I
So
mean, the way he has a relationship with each different iteration of Meg Ryan and Joe versus the Volcano is impressive and speaks volumes about Tom Hanks's acting ability.
So in the next round, it will be the first seed, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, versus the fifth seed, Elways and Wright and the Princess Bride. Holy shit. And then the 3 seed, Roberts and Gere, versus the 2 seed, Hanks and Ryan. Wow, some big ass matchups in that one. So I'm going to put the number down here, 3 and 2. All right, so let's go to the drama division now.
All right, we're going to skip on down.
Yeah, we'll save the next round for later. We'll just go through the divisions real quick. Drama division, first seed Bogart and Bergman in Casablanca versus 8 seed Wayne and O'Hara in numerous films. This
I wish I could say
purposeful.
I remember Casablanca at all, but I'm drawing a blank. I know I've watched it once. However, you guys know I watch The Quiet Man every year, so I'm going to have to lean
watch The Quiet Man every year.
Yeah, John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara.
I'm going to go with Wayne and O'Hara because not only have I seen The Quiet Man, I've seen Big Jake. I've seen
You've seen them all, man.
All that they've been together, and they have quite good chemistry together.
Now, for me, it's mostly Quiet Man because I watch that every year as well, and I love them in it. And I love Casablanca. It's a classic, but something about The Quiet Man just pulls me in. So I'm going with John Wayne as well. So that one goes on to the next round. Keanu and Bullock in Speed.
That's an upset.
Yeah, it's an upset one. That was a weird matchup anyway.
Yeah,
because I think Wayne and O'Hara probably should have been higher. Keanu and Bullock in Speed versus Gyllenhaal and Ledger in Brokeback Mountain. That's an odd one.
That is very odd.
I think I got to go Brokeback.
I'm going Brokeback as well.
I think the chemistry between the guys, it's strange. I mean, you see their relationship forming. They're still, masculine, but their relationship, it's almost platonic, but it's definitely more. I mean, you got to think about the setting of it because it takes place in the 60s, I want to say, 60s. And 50s, 60s, and so it was like a taboo thing. It was also a controversial movie when it came out because of how graphic it is. Yeah.
But I mean, and aside from the performance, there's great performances all around. Michelle Williams and Hathaway are amazing in it.
And Hathaway,
yeah, like they're great in it, and it's a really good movie, and yeah, like you feel the connection. I think it helps that they were friends in real life, so that kind of made it easier for him. But it was like you can feel like you believe that relationship is real.
Yeah,
Keanu and Bullock and Speed is fun, but it's like it's a popcorn action flick.
Yeah,
and they work well together, but that's not like really the point of the film.
Right.
That's the best part of the film was that we got introduced to Sandra Bullock. That was the best part of the film.
You know what? I love
relationships that start on high events. Just
that
never
wasn't her first film, was it?
It wasn't her.
It was her first blockbuster. It was her first big film. So she did Love Potion number 9 prior to that. She did The Vanishing prior to that.
I thought she went with Stallone before that.
Yeah, so she started like Kev said. Yeah, she did Love Potion number 9, The Vanishing. I think Demolition Man and Speed came out around the same time, but Speed was a monster box office hit.
Right.
Made a lot more money than Demolition Man did. So Speed is the one that kind of like put her name out there. It was funny. They did an interview not too long ago. I think they did another movie together recently or something, and they were interviewing together, and she admitted to having a crush on him when they were filming this movie and never telling him about it. And then he's like, really? Because I had a crush on you and never told you about it. And it was like, what could have been?
Doesn't that happen with Keanu Reeves movies though? Because didn't Winona Ryder have the same reaction with the relationship with him?
I just get the impression that like he's just such a nice guy. And like everybody just falls in love with him and he doesn't know it. But I'm gonna go Brokeback on this one. Kevin and I both voted, so that puts it through anyway. Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing, for Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone in multiple films.
Oh well, Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze were in multiple films too. So
You almost said Patrick Stewart. Do you imagine that?
yeah,
Nobody puts a baby in the corner.
I'm gonna go with Grey and
So
Swayze.
You're going with Grey and Swayze and Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
I think I'm going Gosling and Stone. And more for, I mean, they had a great chemistry in La La Land, but I liked the relationship they had in Crazy Stupid Love. And
Crazy
I think
Stupid Love's an underrated
here's the
film.
thing. I liked the characters separately.
Mm-hmm.
I think more than I thought they were good together, because I think in that movie, I think more of Ryan Gosling and
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell than I do of Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, even though they are at together.
But it's like the joke of it is that you find out that Emma Stone is Steve Carell's daughter, and he didn't know it the whole time. So, but I like that's an underrated comedy. I think that's a pretty good, and they've done other films together too that I can't think of off the top of my head. Oh, they were in Mobland together.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much a great chemistry in that movie, but like I think they're great in La La Land and Crazy Stupid Love. I'm the deciding vote here, and this is tough for me because I think they're both good choices. God, just because of the cultural impact it had and the how it was in the zeitgeist for so long, I think I'm going to go with Dirty Dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think it's, I don't know why, but I just feel like that's where I'm going to go. It's hurting me a little bit because I do love Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. So, last one in the drama division: Kate Winslet and DiCaprio in Titanic versus Picard and Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm not even going to let you guys talk first. I'm going to say that I'm going with Breakfast at Tiffany's because I love the movie and Audrey Hepburn is my favorite actress of all time. Fuck Titanic. You guys may now speak.
Deciding on this one still. Kev?
Oh, what? Wasn't DiCaprio and Winslet also in another movie together as a couple? It was more
Revolutionary Road.
Yes, that one.
They play a couple whose child is killed.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much about the chemistry in that film as it is the drama of the relationship. I think they did another film together too.
Oh, Jesus.
I think they may have. I'm going to look that up while Mike tries to make a decision. Leo and Kate movies. Let's see. They were in Revolutionary Road, Titanic, Final Cut, Ladies and Gentlemen. I think that's a documentary. And Titanic, deleted scenes. That's it. That's all they were in together. Let's do Stone and Gosling.
So you went with
So I went with Breakfast at Tiffany's.
And Kev, you went with
I think I'm going with Kate Winslet. Kate and Leo. There we go.
Because you had such a great first date.
Mm-hmm.
Go to see
It
was
a great first day. Great first date.
So it comes down to Mike. Mike, I'm not going to get mad if you pick Titanic. I think most people will probably pick Titanic. I only picked Breakfast at Tiffany's just because I can't betray Audrey like that.
Well, I don't want the A team to come after me,
George Papard's dead. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay. I'm going to pick Titanic.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at that. It's the number 2 seed for a reason. So in the next round, we are going to have Wayne and O'Hara versus Gyllenhaal and Ledger. And then the second matchup will be Gray and Swayze versus Winslet and DiCaprio.
Oh, God. Kevin did not like that one. Too much peanut butter?
Not liking the peanut butter beer too much. He's got the Will Ferrell elf face going on right now.
Makes me sad. Makes me sad.
So we're on to the platonic love story one, where the first round matchup is all about hurting Mike's feelings.
It is.
So we got Frodo and Sam in the Lord of the Rings trilogy versus Kirk and Spock in Star Trek. And I know Mike's going Kirk and Spock right off the bat. As much as he loves Lord of the Rings, he's a bigger Star Trek guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Kirk and Spock too.
I was hoping you would, because then I wouldn't have to make a decision. I love Frodo and Sam, but I feel like it's almost more than platonic because there's like a twinkle in their eye that says it might be something more.
And I think I need to specify it's Shatner and Nimoy.
Shatner
more
and
than
Nimoy.
Pine.
Yes, we're not talking about Quinto and Pine.
Yeah.
Mm.
No.
They didn't have any on-screen chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I think I would go Kirk and Spock as well, just because of how long, that series has been running and the popularity of it and all that. All right. Sarandon and Davis as Thelma and Louise in Thelma and Louise versus Myers and Carvey in Wayne's World.
Yeah, Thelma and Louise is Thelma and Louise in the bracket.
It's a fucking weird one.
I'm gonna go Thelma and Louise.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I love Wayne's World, but
I'm gonna go Myers and Carvey in Wayne's World. I'm picking more with my heart than I am with my head on that one, though.
It would have been easier for me if Wayne and Garth had driven off the edge of a cliff at the end, holding on. I love you, Wayne. I love you, Garth.
It would have been easier if they had made Wayne's World 2.
I think
so. You got Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not mad at that. I do love. I remember when the movie was first came out and it was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon were doing an interview, and Gina Davis didn't actually know that they died at the end of the film. She just thought they drove off. She thought they were jumping the Grand Canyon. Sarandon's like, you realize how impossible that is?
It's kind of saying like Sundance and Butch.
Yeah, she wasn't and I don't think it was a matter of
sequel.
I don't think it was a matter of I don't think it was a matter of not understanding the impossibility of it, but it was more just a genuine, sincere hopefulness that she had in her body that they live at the end of the film. Then we got Red and Andy in Shawshank versus Woody and Buzz in Toy Story. I'm Shawshank all the way. Fuck you guys if you vote against it. Go for it.
I'm going Woody and Buzz.
Discuss.
I'm already Woody and Buzz. You got a friend in me, buddy.
No, I think I have to agree with. I think I need to agree with. Oh God. God, it would have been better if Red and Andy had a sequel, where.
But they hug on the beach at the end.
Yeah, but can you actually go against Tom Hanks?
That's true.
There's a podcast that I listen to where it's called the Rewatchable. So they talk about all their favorite movies to rewatch, and they give awards to all the films. And at the end, one of the awards they give is the San Wataneo Award for what happens the next day. So they like to discuss what happens the next day in the film. So yeah, go ahead. If you want to pick Woody and Buzz, go for it. I don't care.
I think I got to pick.
You guys
Woody
are fucking dead to me. You can pick Woody and Buzz. All right. I hope you guys are ready because next week, Cthulhu Jack and I are going to be doing the podcast ourselves from now on. Fuck you guys. All right. Last one. This is freaking ridiculous. Han Solo and Chewbacca. So that would be Harrison Ford and Peter Mayhew versus Doc Brown and Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
I'm going to go this way. I'm definitely going Solo and Chewbacca just because Doc Brown wasn't in a lot of the first movie. At the beginning, very end. He wasn't really there in the middle that much.
Yes,
I
he
think,
was.
I disagree. I think Doc Brown and Marty McFly have a closer relationship. You know, he's a disgraced nuclear physicist
Who hangs out with an 18-year-old
who
senior in high
hangs
school.
out with an 18-year-old senior in high school.
You're going to say that even though it's non-canon, when Chewie dies and Han Solo gets drunk for the rest of his life, is not a closer relationship. I'm going with non-canon books now, but
Okay.
I was going to say you are going non-canon books because that's when Chewbacca
Yeah.
got the moon dropped on him.
Yep.
Yuzan Vong War. Have you seen the behind-the-scenes thing where they show before they edit in the Chewbacca sounds? It's Peter Mayhew
voice.
talking with his own voice in the Chewbacca costume.
What a delightful old man.
Yeah, he's got a British accent. Is it? Why don't you? When are you going to get up here? Help me out. Hold your horses. I'll be right there. Hurry up. I would think I might have enjoyed the movie more if Chewbacca talked with a high-pitched British accent. That would be great. Oh, man, it's a tough one. So, Kev, what did you go with?
Doc Brown and Marty.
So I'm the deciding vote then.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love Star Wars, I think I'm going to go with Back to the Future because it is a fun. It is a fun. Yeah, I know. It is a funny relationship between these two guys in the movie. Like Han Solo's chemistry was a walking carpet.
Right. If we're looking at Solo, right, that movie that kind of shows us the origins of their friendship, and
then the chemistry all comes from the fact that he could speak.
That he could speak Wookiees.
Heroes and villains bracket.
I'm pulling
Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman in Die Hard, #1 seed, versus 8 seed Neo and Agent Smith in The Matrix. I have one thing to say about this bracket. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I'm going to say, I know Kung Fu.
Not where I thought you were going, but okay. Your deciding vote, Kev.
I'm going to go with Now I Have a Machine Gun.
Oh.
Ho.
So Die Hard moves on. Then we got Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in Heat versus Ed Norton and Brad Pitt in Fight Club. It was pointed out to me the other day that Ed Norton and Brad Pitt really aren't heroes and villains because they're the same guy.
Yeah, I pointed that out.
Either way, I'm going with Pacino and De Niro in Heat because that.
I think I'm going with Norton and Pitt
alone. You go with Pitt and Norton. For me, it was just that scene in the diner alone in Heat is like that's chemistry.
That leaves it to me, huh?
Yeah, you're the deciding factor this time.
Ooh, I am going to go.
This is a good way for you to make it up to me for your fucking vote earlier.
I am going to go Pacino and De Niro,
though. Good man. You're not dead to me anymore.
Buying votes. Buying votes.
You're buying votes.
I'm going to go with that one anyway.
Bale and Ledger in The Dark Knight. So I had to decide between either this version of Joker and Batman or the '89 version of Joker and Batman. It was a tough decision.
That is a tough decision.
But I ultimately,
right call.
Well, I ultimately went with this one just because of Heath Ledger's performance, mainly. Because, you won an Oscar for it. So Bale and Ledger in The Dark Knight versus Stewart and McKellen in the X-Men films. We got a DC versus Marvel matchup here.
Wow. This is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bale and Ledger really showed the chemistry how arch rivals go against each other. While Stewart and McKellen show how friends becoming enemies really work out.
Right. And knowing each other so well that they can kind of predict what each other's going to do,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
See, I'm trying to bring it down to like particular scenes. So I'm thinking of like the interrogation room scene in The Dark Knight
That's
as
a
like
good one.
a good scene for how their chemistry works together versus like Stewart and McKellen like playing chess in
Yeah.
the glass cell at the end of the first
Mhm.
movie. Like
Right.
it's tough, man, because McKellen and Stewart have done other things together
Yes.
in film and TV and whatnot. So like they
they've done
definitely have a chemistry.
They've done those roles together in other movies as well too.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, but I think I'm gonna go with Stewart and McKellen, just because of the full body of their work. You know, I mean, Ledger unfortunately passed, so we didn't get to see more of him and Bale in the Nolan films.
Yeah.
So I'm going Stewart and McKellen. Mike, who are you going with?
I'm
I
going.
jumped the gun.
I'm going Stuart McKellen.
I was like, I jumped the gun, put the number down already.
I appreciate you guys making that decision, so I didn't need to.
You're welcome.
That was a tough one. That's probably the toughest one we've had
Yeah,
in all the brackets.
that's because we're comic book nerds, so we got to make it fucking hard for ourselves. Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs versus Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader in Star Wars. The lamb stopped screaming, Clarice.
You see, the kicker is 3 of the 4 of them actually severed their own hands for the other one. You know?
Yes. Now, if only Jodie Foster was willing to make the same sacrifice. Although it wouldn't have been her, it would have been Julianne Moore.
No, it would have been Julianne Moore, yeah.
That's one strike against it, though, is that she didn't want to return for the second film. So you didn't get more of Foster and Hopkins. Can you really call Skywalker and Vader chemistry, though?
Well, I mean, they're father and son. I mean, you can't get much
but
more.
Did that translate to, like, aside from the, I'm
No,
your father scene?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I guess the familial bond is only strong because it's a familial bond rather than the relationship developing like Clarice's did with Hannibal. You know?
I'm also thinking the intensity of the performances.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against Mark Hamill. He's, legendary as Luke Skywalker. He's not the best actor.
Yeah, but you're so anti-David Prowse, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have rather had his weird sounding voice over James Earl Jones's. No, Luke, I'm your father. I'm going Lambs.
I'm going.
Yeah, I think I'm going Lambs too.
Okay.
So that makes it easier for Mike.
Leah, you definitely get Star Wars card pulled. That's 2 votes.
I know that's 2 I voted against. Hey, I'm trying to be. The only time I voted with my heart tonight was Shawshank. I let everything else go. All right, so back to rom-com. We got in the semifinals Crystal and Ryan When Harry Met Sally versus Elwes and Wright in The Princess Bride. Now I'm in pain. Now,
I'm still going to go Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan because you see their relationship develop over the entire course of the movie. Whereas Wesley's in for like a minute in the beginning, disappears because it has a whole nother life, and then comes back purely because, love is forever and you were going to cheat. You were going to marry that other guy anyway. Like, do you know what I'm saying? There's too much of a gap. There's no development of the love.
Okay. I was going to make it a little easier and just say, as much as I love Princess Bride, it's one of my favorite films. The story arc that Crystal and Ryan go through in the film is more prominent.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely got to be.
So I'm going Ryan, and so that's a unanimous vote. We all knock out Princess Bride, and then we have Roberts and Gere and Pretty Woman versus Hanks and Ryan in multiple films. Oh man.
I'm going with Hanks and Ryan.
I'm going with Roberts and Gere.
Yeah, I'm going Hanks and Ryan just because there's a larger body of work to look at for that. And only Hanks and Ryan can make a movie about a corporate conglomerate taking over a little mom and pop store and turn it into a love story and make it work.
Barnes and Noble taking over Walden Books.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is in the finals for this bracket, it's going to be Billy Crystal versus Tom Hanks.
Yes, basically, it's Meg Ryan wins no matter what. Let's take care of that real quick. Harry Met Sally versus et al. With Hanks and Ryan.
Oh, I think I got to go Hanks and Ryan.
Wow.
I'm going
Crystal and Ryan.
I'm going with Crystal and Ryan, yeah.
I'm going Crystal and Ryan because I just think Harry Met Sally, if it wasn't for that, I don't think Meg Ryan would have had the other successes that she had. That's the one that started it all. Plus, it's a Rob Reiner film. All right, so that's the first seed, making it all the way to the...
The Volcano was a Rob Reiner film.
Was it?
No.
Liar!
Speaking of a Rob Reiner film.
Actually, play that since you voted it out.
So the winner of the rom-com division is Crystal and Ryan. Harry Met Sally. All right. Drama division. We have O'Hara and Wayne versus number 5, Gyllenhaal and Ledger. Love broke back. I'm going Wayne.
I'm going Wayne.
I think I'm going Wayne.
Something about the Quiet Man. And then we have Gray and Swayze and Dirty Dancing versus Winslet and DiCaprio and Titanic.
I like the relationship between Winslet and DiCaprio more than Gray and Swayze.
I hate Titanic, but I think I have to go with Titanic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves me, I don't have to vote.
Yeah, you don't have to vote. So then that leaves O'Hara and Wayne versus Winslet and DiCaprio.
I'm still going with the Duke.
I'm going O'Hara and Wayne.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That means the 8th seed pulls an upset and wins the drama division. All right. Platonic love story division. We have the 8th seed Kirk and Spock versus the 4 seed Thelma and Louise. I believe I'm going Kirk and Spock on this one.
Spock.
I think I know Mike's going. And then we have Woody and Buzz versus Doc Brown and Marty McFly. I'm going Brown and McFly because fuck you guys.
I'm going Woody and Buzz.
And Kevin?
Yeah, I think I got to go Woody and Buzz.
So it's Woody and Buzz versus Kirk and Spock. Mike's going Kirk and Spock.
I'm going Woody and Buzz.
You man, I was hoping you would go Kirk and Spock so I could do Woody and Buzz just to break Mike's balls, but I can't do that. I'm going Kirk and Spock. So Kirk, we got another 8th seed upset winning the platonic love story. And heroes and villains, we got Willis and Rickman and Die Hard versus Pacino and De Niro and Heat. Holy shit! Oh man! Wow, we got 4 legends there. Jesus.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, I'm going Willis and Rickman just because I think there's a little more interaction between them in that hour-and-a-half film than there is in the 3-hour Heat between Pacino and De Niro. As much as I love that diner scene. So that's Die Hard winning that one. And then we have Stewart and McKellen in the X-Men films versus Starling and Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
I'm going Stewart McKellen.
Kevin?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Stewart and McKellen as well.
All right. I can give my vote to silence them and not have to worry about it. So that means we have Die Hard versus X-Men films.
X-Men.
I'm going Die Hard because I feel like there can't be that many upsets. So it comes down to Mike.
I'm going X-Men. I just think the dynamic was better between those two.
X-Men. All right. So now the fun part. Now we have in the rom-com division, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan and When Harry Met Sally versus Marina Hara and John Wayne in multiple films.
I'm going with the Duke.
I think I'm going with the Duke too.
Oh, wow. So that is the 8th seed making it to the finals. So now we have Platonic winner, which was
Kirk and Spock.
Kirk and Spock versus Stewart and McKellen. Now make a decision, Mike. Kirk and Spock. All right. I'm going Kirk and Spock.
So we got 2 8 seeds.
So no, we got an 8 versus a 6. Or no, it is an 8 seed. Yeah, we got 2 8 seeds. So we got Kirk and Spock versus John Wayne and Marina Harris.
Fuck me thinking
For best Onscreen chemistry.
Some bitch.
See, it came back to bite you in the ass. All that fucked up voting you did there, Mike.
I fucked up.
Go ahead and make this sign now for me, man.
I'm going to say it this way. I have been and always shall be your friend. Fuck
No.
Might not be after the end of this episode, but okay.
That Destiny says it all.
All right, so he goes Kirk and Spock. Kev. Kirk and Spock. Thank you for not making me have to make a decision. So the 8th seed in the platonic relationship division wins the tournament. So best on-screen chemistry in the history of film and TV goes to Zachary Quinto and Chris Pine. Goes to William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy in Star Trek franchise, the 8th seed winning it all.
Now,
all right.
Here's the question for you, though.
Yes.
Which one is a better on-screen relationship, Kirk and Spock or McCoy and Spock?
Or Kirk and McCoy.
Oh, Kirk and McCoy, because it's like
I could have put all 3 down there and just made it like Kirk, McCoy, and Spock as the platonic relationship because it really was just the 3 of them, you know?
Yeah.
Wasn't exactly Kirk hanging out with Chekhov all the time, you know?
No, it's Chekhov and Sulu.
Yeah. Mike, any beer history for us?
Yes. We have. Oh, let me get to it. I went too far. In recent years, beer marketing and consumption have undergone a significant transformation, driven largely by social media and the rise of beer influencers. The phenomenon has reshaped how consumers discover, engage, and experience beer, fostering a vibrant digital community in which enthusiasts share their knowledge and passion with a broad audience. Beer influencers play a key role in shaping contemporary beer culture by offering insights into brewing practices, tasting techniques, and food pairing. Through reviews, tasting notes, and recommendations, they help demystify beer for consumers and support more informed purchasing decisions. This democratization of beer knowledge also strengthens a sense of community amongst enthusiasts. By spotlighting lesser-known breweries and unconventional styles, influencers further contribute to the diversification of beer culture, encouraging exploration beyond mainstream brands.
We are technically alcohol influencers.
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. And it's that kind of definition that should make small microbreweries or local breweries stronger craft breweries, but they're closing down fast, gentlemen.
Yeah, I know. We got to get out there more.
Yes.
We have a cinema quote of the week.
Always make the audience suffer as much as possible. Alfred Hitchcock.
Now that means 2 different things because it could mean like, oh, make your audience suffer with like jump scares and tension and suspense like Alfred Hitchcock did, or make your audience suffer when you have to sit through Rise of Skywalker.
Or a 4-hour movie and you have to pee.
Yeah. So how are our drinks tonight? Kev, I know the first one sounded like it was pretty good. The second one, not so well.
The first one was great. Second one, I took a sip and wanted to burn my tongue.
Mike, Omegang.
Oh, very good.
I love Omegang, man. I have beer envy tonight. I should have drank my Omegang. That being said, I did enjoy My drink tonight, I had a cherry Coke with some Maker's Mark. I had a decent amount. This is a big bottle, and I had a decent amount of it. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight for episode 226, the Best On-Screen Chemistry Tournament. Again, our winners tonight, Kirkensbach. Beating out the likes of Silence of the Lambs, Shawshank Redemption, Princess Bride, Harry Met Sally, and others.
Just fall for the course for our Valentine's episode.
Yeah, it's the Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Kirkensbach. Live long and prosper, folks. We hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Don't forget, you can email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media podcast links. Watch us on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku or YouTube and Rumble. You can also text us at 904. I will memorize this number one of these days. 904-867-4466, or go to patreon.com/filmsfermentation to join our Patreon. Make sure you join us at the crossroads between Pickle and Fermented next week for episode 227. We're going to do a recasting episode. It's been a while. So we're going to recast one of Kevin's films that time forgot. Dick Tracy from, I believe, 1992, I want to say. I know it was the early 90s. So yeah, so we'll be doing Dick Tracy, the Warren Beatty classic from the early 90s. We'll be recasting that for a modern audience. In the meantime, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
Mike.
This has been the Films and Fermentation podcast. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Double dumbass on you.